Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. I can't see the candle. I didn't know if it was lit or not in the back. Guys, when you have children, regardless of how old they are, when they start to venture out on their own and you want to loosen the leash of control on them and give them a little bit of independence, a lot of times, you feel a little bit better when they're surrounded by their friends going and do something. The story I want to talk to you today about is something I came across on the internet today, and a lot of people are talking about it, and I never heard of the story, but I find it interesting all the same. You see this guy right here? This guy is Noah Pressgrove. He was 19 years old out there in Oklahoma, right? Shout out Oklahoma. And this guy was found dead on a desolate highway on September 4th of last year, out there in Terrell, Oklahoma. Hours earlier, he was at a 4-day party with friends at a house just a mile away from where he's from. Where he was found dead. Mystery surrounds this case, and there's a lot of theories as to what happened, and I'll contribute my theory as well. But I'm going to show you this story. And this guy died a horrible death, man. And my prayers go out to the family, because police, as of now, have no leads, or they're not telling the family nothing. And families going public and they're going on all these different shows and they're talking about it because they need help. Take a look at this.
We start tonight with a News 4 exclusive. News 4's Spencer Humphrey sat down with the family of Noah Pressgrove, the 19-year-old who was found dead on the side of a Jefferson County highway back on Labor Day weekend.
7 months later, they still have questions. Spencer.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Noah's family came out in full force tonight, at least 24 of them coming together to tell me about the lack of answers they feel they've gotten from the people tasked with investigating Noah's death, leaving them no more sure what happened to him than they were the day he was found dead.
7 months is a long time.
Every single day I think about him.
A long time for Noah Pressgrove's aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, and grandparents to reflect on the 19-year-old's short life.
Not a time when you saw that boy did he not give you a hug, tell you how much he loved you.
He was goofy. He was hilarious. Fearless. Very fearless.
I've taught him life and about having fun in life, and he's just always been there with us.
It's been a long time to wonder what led to Noah being found dead, lying on the side of Highway 81 in rural Jefferson County after a night partying with friends back on Labor Day.
At the end of the day, what we know is that he lost his life. He was found on the side of the highway, and it appears that he was dumped there. And someone knows what happened, and we want to know what happened.
When you don't have answers, you can't close your heart from that heartache.
They hoped investigators with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol would help fill in some of those gaps. But investigators told them something else.
That they're working on it and they just want to keep it quiet.
Noah's family says investigators won't share them the medical examiner's report, which could at least tell them what caused Noah's death.
We're just not getting no answers.
I feel that we've been pretty much left in the dark for the past few months. They say that they're working on it, but nothing's happening.
Right now, they're just left to guess.
You can't move past, you just keep reliving in the anger.
And hope that someone, anyone who knows more, will feel it in their heart to give this family answers before 7 months turns into 8.
What if it was their child? How would they feel if nobody was talking or saying anything? When you know that your child was with some of his best friends, but nobody knows anything, how would you feel?
Now, we reached out to the Oklahoma Highway Patrol, which is the agency leading the investigation into Noah's death, and I asked them if they could share the latest updates they have on the investigation. A spokesperson simply told me the investigation is ongoing.
All right, guys, that's the story of what happened to Noah Pressgrove. May he rest in peace. Guy just 19 years old, man. A lot of people, nobody's really come forward with any information. You've seen it's a family of siblings, and a lot of people are crushed. You heard what the grandmother said or the aunt. What would you do if it was your kid? Come forward and say something. Somebody knows something. You know, that man didn't just drop himself out there in that horrible condition. And in addition to that, before I really get into this, I saw another video and I took a snippet of it that describes some of the injuries this guy was found in. You know, the shape he was found in. It's a little bit graphic, but the severities of injuries seem like the telltale sign of what happened to him. Take a look and see if you can figure it out.
September 4th, he was found dead less than a mile away from that party on the side of a rural highway. He was naked except for his shoes. And to this day, neither Noah's family nor the police know how he got there. But now the family is sharing some heartrending details that they do know that haven't been made public before. They say an investigator told them the back of Noah's head was caved in, that he had road rash on his hip and gravel rash on his shoulder and multiple bruises. A friend's dad who went to the scene says that some of Noah's teeth were scattered on the ground. A pair of white shorts was a few feet away, and the shoes that Noah had on, only one of those shoes belonged to Noah, and the other shoe belonged to a friend. At the funeral home, Noah's body was bruised all over and swollen. Noah's aunt says that it was obvious his nose and his cheek were broken. His cousin says that his fingertips were shredded, as if he'd been holding on to something for dear life.
All right, guys, that's the extent of what the condition they found this young man in, Noah Pressgrove. And I would listen to the family talk about when they seen him in the funeral home. They said he was very discolored, dark complected. Said his head was swollen, his cheek was broken, obvious. So was his nose. A lot of people are saying different things. I've lived in Oklahoma for 2 years. There are a lot of desolate highways. They said he was found on a desolate highway. It's a lot of open space when you're driving from one place to another on those highways, and them people be flying out there. I don't know if they were planning having a stunt or something, but I mean, honestly, it seemed like with the injuries they said they described on him, I think he fell out of a pickup truck, or he was on the back of a pickup truck, and it was speeding, and they must have been road racing or something. Somebody hit the brake, and you know they had those things with the lights on them and all of that, like you know those roll bar things. He might have hit his mouth on something like that, or he might have fell out and landed on his face in the street and just rolled, and that's how he got messed up. Was it said he had asphalt rash and road rash on his arm. If it's on his shoulders, maybe he might have fell out. Probably was drinking. You know, kids do crazy stuff, man. Especially when they're in the country sometimes. Because when I was out there in Oklahoma, I was nothing but 20, 21 years old. And there would be dudes drinking and doing all kind of crazy stuff out there when they get drunk. Taking off in cars and trucks, zooming down the road, standing up, screaming and hollering, trying to jump from one car to another at 40, 50 miles an hour. I've seen crazy stuff. You know, when kids are out there, they said it was a 4-day party. How many parents you think was out there? Things could have went all over the place. But honestly, I think a lot has to do with his friends. His friends were there. Hell, the guy's naked. How he get naked? Where was his friends at? Friends had to be there because he got one of his friend's shoes on. So the friend must have had his other shoe. I think people know, and I think it starts with those who went to the party with him. If things got out of hand, say they got out of hand, man. It seemed like some freak accident, playing around type stuff going wrong. Either way, man, these people need answers. And that's the thing that's messed up. If you really a friend and you know something, say something. Because it's no way that condition, he was left like that, and y'all knew he was your friend and didn't render aid, whoever was with him. Man, I mean, the fear of jail and stuff is not even always like that. I mean, come on, man. This is a human body. Loved by his parents like y'all was loved by y'all's, man. Somebody need to say something. This happened last September. Come on. This guy dead and buried. And the lasting impressions they have is how he looked in a funeral home with a bunch of question marks as why would somebody leave their friend or let alone another human being in that condition and drive off for fear of getting in trouble. But then again, teenage boys and teenagers, period, do some of the stupidest stuff when they feel as though they about to get in serious trouble. This is a human life here, and this guy's gone. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. May this guy Noah Pressgrove rest in peace. I hope his family do get some answers, because it's messed up that you got a bunch of people out there that know something but won't say nothing. Think about it. Just like the grandma said, what would you do if it was your kid? I know it's hard for some people to fathom that as a teenage person, but you got to put some empathy in this and be like, listen, if this was my kid, I would want somebody to tell me what happened, rather than just seeing them in that condition of the after effect of what happened. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.